Hey, we're back. Newest member of our little family really pulled through for us.
Is anyone hurt? You didn't let Cora handle the artifact, did you? We don't know what effects it might have on someone her age.
Relax, we're fine. Go ahead. Time for that artifact to meet its siblings. Just, what are we building here?
I haven't picked up any kind of frequency or signal coming from it.
That doesn't mean much. This thing could be emitting something we can't even detect. As far as we know, we could be building a gigantic bomb that will blow up as soon as we finish it. Or maybe it's some kind of interstellar children's toy.
Why would either of those things give the Discoverer visions and music? It's a message. I'm sure of it.
We just have to hope that finding more of the pieces will give us some clue.
I hear that. Moving forward sometimes means fumbling around in the dark. I think Cora and I can use some downtime, but you let me know if you ever want to team up again. Oh, and since it tends to come up, me and my Rugrat co-pilot work as a team. That's non-negotiable. If I'm coming with, that means Cora's on your ship. Likewise, you know where to find us.
Hey! How are you?
Ranger?
I have something for you when you have a moment. Pressure holding. Take off warp speed. Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady. Drive spinning down. Systems green.
Hail acknowledged. You're clear to dock at docking port 1. The commander will be waiting for you in operations.
Solid docking job there. Nice work.
Captain, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
Once we get rid of all the pirates, the galaxy will be a better place.
Remember to turn in any evidence fragments you find. Well done. Let's see what you found. The fleet's planning a raid on Hopetown? Okay. I didn't expect them to be so bold, but I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Don't worry. I'll circulate the description of this captain to the authorities on Hopetown and make sure they never set foot in that settlement. That it? Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more. Let me know if you need anything else.
Do you have anything to report? Our directive is simple. We are tasked with the eradication of space piracy in the settled systems. As the chief source of pirate activity, the Crimson Fleet is our primary target. As you were.
Vigilance is our flagship. Where it goes, fleet run.
I got mess hall duty next week. Everybody's gotta take their turn.
Lieutenant Toft is as organized as they come. You can be sure she'll keep our T's crossed and guns loaded. SysDef Marines are the best of the best.
Mole. I don't know about you. That isn't it. We've got plenty of green pilots picked right from the academy, but yours happen to come from a different farm. Vanguard. But if Commander Ikande says you're SysDef, then you are one of us. For now. Long story. I got my start in the academy and made a name for myself hunting the Crimson Fleet. I eventually got recruited to do test flights on a star station orbiting Lloyd's Rock. Me and 3 other Archangel pilots did some work on some extremely dangerous prototypes, but I called in a few favors and got back home with SysDef. Someone with my talents needs to be here, where the action is. I cut my teeth on space trucks, believe it or not. Before I got my stripes, I was just another cargo hauler trying to earn an honest wage. But after a couple slick escapes, I got recruited to the academy and went from dodging pirates to hunting them. Thing is, some of my best tricks were with a big rig. Ever try a pitchback with a Hope Tech truck with 2 fleet wraiths on your tail? Compared to that, doing it with a military fighter is a piece of cake. So long. How's the pirating business? You guessed it. In fact, I'd say you've got what linguistic experts call FOGO, a firm grasp of the obvious. But I'm not just any pilot. I'm the best, and I've got the kills to prove it. I like your confidence. And there's always room in the squad for another apex predator. Just be sure you know whose side you're on. Stay frosty.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
We hunt piracy all across the galaxy.
Word is the fleet has you chasing ghosts on Suvorov. There's one thing spooky.
I've had
in Squires
operations
are
on the
the
Kiara
unsung
Clown
heroes
Show.
of the Vigilance.
Looking forward to reading your
Ensign
report.
Betty does a ton of work keeping things shipshape.
Drank too much coffee last night. I need to swap shifts.
Sometimes we'll take the long-range fighters out for grav jump and patrol high-traffic orbitals for fleet.
Do what Commander Ikande says, and you'll go far.
We hunt piracy all across the galaxy. Lost a bet to one of the officers. I've got mob duty now on my birthday.
Vigilance is a state-of-the-art warship. Anyone that gets on the wrong end of her guns is gonna have a bad time.
Officer Petrosian likes books. Sometimes I feel like he'd prefer a library to the brig.
Sir, if I may speak freely, is there reason for the harsh reprimand? As far as I know, I just tracked a little mud into the brig.
Soldier, have you ever heard of trenchfoot?
Can't say that I have, sir.
Well, they say guards on Suvorov would sometimes trudge through cold, frost-wet trenches on their daily patrols. Prolonged wetness led to circulation and nerve damage, aka trenchfoot. Unable to perform, those guards were taken off duty, and security suffered. All because they didn't take the time to properly dry their feet. You see where I'm going with this, don't you?
I do, but if I may, I would argue that we're not on some frozen planet, sir.
But you tracked in mud from your last mission. You brought in any number of microbial life forms, known and unknown, into my brig. These are direct threats to the health and safety of this crew, and by extension, the security of this brig. On my brig, cleanliness is a duty, and I suggest you take this duty seriously. And if not, I will have the commander relieve you of it.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Trojan's a real neat freak. As our superior officer, that makes us all neat freaks.
I guess you think I have some sad story to tell? That I met some sick orphans on New Homestead and grew a conscience? Or maybe you're the cynical type, and you think I turned a new leaf because I wanted SysDef to go easy on me. The truth is a bit more complicated than that. Exactly. But we've got time, so why don't you indulge me? You see, at my age, you know who you are. And I've always been a thief. I'd swipe a cred stick for my own mother if it had enough zeros on it. But even in a group of cred-hungry thieves, a man has to have a code. Rules. I do. You finish a job, it's supposed to be done. You get the rush and the relief. But in the fleet, doing the job isn't the hard part. In the fleet, you gotta worry about the guy sleeping next to you, and if he's gonna take a bigger piece of the pie. You gotta wake up the next morning and wonder why your slice is missing and the crumbs are stuck to his face. Yeah, I've had some work done. If you got the Crimson Fleet on your back, you would too. As for the name, that was actually the hard part. You can use 100 different aliases and the system will just add them to the list. Now, you can pay a guy to delete the list, but nothing's ever really gone forever. Neva probably paid the same guy to hit rewind, and here we are. And put a bigger target on my back? As far as I'm concerned, the brig is the safest place I can be. The second you drag me into some private room, you're basically telling everyone here that I'm a rat. Well, for one, they don't have much in the way of loot, but they're still important to somebody. You can't just blow up one without it showing up on SSNN, or a UC captain getting a 10-inch stack of slates on his desk. But more importantly, do-gooders are predictable. The pirate code changes depending on who's reciting it. Honest folks, they have a habit of writing their rules down. Why did I join the Regana? Truth is, I just wanted a good night's sleep.
If you ask me, the brig's too good for these worthless thugs.
Greetings, Captain.
Separation complete. Docking some. Cycle complete.
About time you showed up. All right, I want to know what's going on. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Neva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out. Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that. Just another one of Delgado's loyal little soldiers, huh? Fine. Have it your way. So Neva's message said you were here for Dombrowski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal? Oh, really? Did she now? I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. Yeah? Funny you're only bringing that up now. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. Anyway, we'll get to that later. First, we have a much bigger fish to fry. So why are you targeting a Gaul bank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest? His credentials. So you're hitting the Gaul bank branch in New Atlantis. Nice score, very lucrative and very dangerous. If you're going after a gold mine like that, I'll want to come along for the ride. Or you're not getting near Dombrowski. You're insulting my intelligence. Delgado wouldn't send you all the way out here without specifically telling you what you're allowed to offer. I'll tell you what, though. I'm gonna make this extremely inexpensive for you. In fact, you don't have to offer me a single credit. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that. All right. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now, let's talk business. Dombrowski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt. The event's a complete sham. Bunch of rich snobs getting together and throwing a party for themselves. These people couldn't give a damn about Terran preservation or any other charity for that matter. Yeah, well, lucky for you, it's not black tie, so you'll be fine. This card will allow you to access the Starfield ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dombrowski, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets. He's a VIP executive, which means he either worked really hard using blood, sweat, and tears to make the arduous climb to the top, or he backstabbed, lied, cheated, and betrayed his way up the corporate ladder. From what I've heard, it's the second option. Now you're speaking my language. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started. Good luck. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with anything you want. What's the status of your plan? Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrook, and you can probably find her in the Starview ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms. They claim their goal is to celebrate the soul of the Earth, the culture, the people, and the ideals of the past. In their minds, Earth is now dead, which is why they feel that preservation of its remaining aspects is so important. In reality, this is what happens when folks with far too much time and far too much money get together to make themselves feel like they're contributing to society. Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
these newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the crew to do around here. Trident must have spent a fortune equipping the ship with triple redundancy in almost every internal system.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting a crack at all the leftovers from the dining area buffets.
The ship's purser can assist you with any matters regarding the security of your items.
If you have any needs, please enter a request into the computer located at the entryway to your cabin.
Hello. Are you a member of the Society?
Have you tried
Quite
the canapes?
a lovely Starliner.
Horrid.
Nothing but the best
Positively
for the
horrid.
Society, eh? It's for the Society's high rollers. If you don't have more than 8 figures in your account, I wouldn't even bother going after the award. Let's put it this way. He's screwed over so many people, if he suddenly disappeared from the universe, I don't think anyone would miss him. Now, why the heck are you so interested in him anyway? Don't forget to donate to the cause.
An open bar would have been nice. But Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got. Dombrowski is married to some poor woman that he constantly leaves behind in New Atlantis when he goes on his business trips. Well, that was boring.
Here for business or pleasure? His behavior towards women is abominable. That man really ought to be ashamed of himself. All I know is that the award is given to whomever contributed the most to the preservation of Earth as a historic landmark. Enjoy the rest of the event.
The Society chair has really outdone herself this time.
So, what brings you aboard? Pleased to make your acquaintance. Larry likes to drop overly complex words into conversations. I'm sure he knows that it annoys people, but he does it anyway. Nice to have met you.
I certainly hope. I heard he uses Galbank's VIP suite on the Siren of the Stars almost monthly. Does the man do any real work? That's all then? Okay.
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
The Society chair has really outdone herself this time.
So, what brings you aboard?
Quite a lovely Starliner. Nothing but the best for the Society, eh? He's been spending a lot of time with Claudia Swist. Quality time, if you catch my meaning. I'm certain his wife doesn't know a thing about it. Enjoy the rest of the event.
Here for business or pleasure?
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Is this important? I don't have a lot of time for idle nonsense.
Please remain in designated passenger areas at all times. Have a safe journey.
Sorry, do I know you? Look, I think you're definitely confused here. I really don't have time to have a discussion with you. My partner's waiting for me. He's a very important man. His wife? Oh, for the love of God. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy? If I give you dirt on that son of a bitch Dombrowski, all I'm doing is endangering myself. Why would I do that? If you get the info, he might come after me. If you had another way to get the information, you wouldn't be dealing. You'd be demanding. You know more about me than I suspected. Can't have that. That's true. For once, I would like to see him squirm. All right, you've made your point. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme worth thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it. What, are you ready to damn novel? Fine. Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their commnet for any Galbank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in Galbank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in, whether we liked it or not. What do you think is going on? I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to squash him on my way to the top, then so be it. Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dombrowski's no saint. He deserves everything that's coming to him. And why should you? Dombrowski is a piece of human garbage. He'd stab you in the back for table scraps, then stab you again to steal dessert. The plan's always been to milk the guy for everything he's worth, and then leave him in the dust. Not bad for a lowly Galbank worker drone, right? I hope you hurt Dombrowski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
Is this important? I don't have a lot of time for idle nonsense. Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important. Probably in a few days. I don't want the award transfer to actually occur until we're safely in orbit at our destination. Of course, if I keep getting interrupted, the ceremony might never take place at all. Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask? Yes, it's quite marvelous, isn't it? Absolutely priceless. Alas, I'm afraid you'll just have to wait for the ceremony to see it in all its glory. It's far too valuable to be left anywhere else except the Master's safe located at the Purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the likes of you.
I'm sorry, but unless you're recording it.
Glad to have you aboard. Welcome to the Purser's office. I'm Chief Purser Murata. How can I be of assistance today? Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe. I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? Well, if you change your mind, I'll be here. Have a wonderful trip. Don't forget to tell your friends how much you enjoy the cruise.
Any complaints about your cruise should be directed to one of the staff.
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? I'm a very busy woman. Not at all. I am completely confident that Trident... Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that? And why in goodness name would I possibly agree to that ridiculous demand? Maybe. Need to think about it. No, I can't. Sorry. No, it's not that simple. Oh, this is utterly I should say so. The nerve of you to even ask something so stupid.
Vera giving you trouble? Claudia Swift is a low-level employee at Gold Bank, barely holds a decent security rating there, so there's not much to tell. Her cabin was paid for by Dombrowski, and she's been hovering near him ever since they boarded the Siren. Normally that wouldn't raise any eyebrows, but the fact that Dombrowski's married to someone else, that changes people's perception just a little bit. Don't you have somewhere to be? Yeah? You seriously need to ask. Okay, I'll give you 2 reasons. First, Gold Bank protects their own. Kill Dombrowski, and they send Ecliptic after every Crimson Fleet ship they can find. Not something Delgado wants, I suspect. And second, you offer Gal Bank employee in every single Gal Bank facility in the settled systems will triple their security. I'm gonna guess that won't help with whatever your plans are regarding Gal Bank, now will it? Get back to it.
Must you continue these unwell... Not at all. I am complete. Probably in a few days. Of course, if I keep getting into... Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that? I should say so. The nerve of you to even ask something so stupid.
An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got.
Hello. Are you a member of the Society?
Hello. You here for the charity event? Dombrowski, he's the exec holding court over in the VIP area of the ballroom. Yeah, sorry. I work for UC Security, not Galbank. I don't really know him personally. Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off. Sure, go ahead. If it makes you feel better, you can take it right to the top of mast. Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe? Get the hell away from me before I have you arrested.
That view is absolutely spectacular.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. But it's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows. Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency. Don't worry, it'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. Just throw a few lousy switches and you're done. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help. All passengers are instructed to immediately report to their cabins. That way we keep the halls clear and avoid a panic. Fortunately for us, all of the passenger cabin doors will automatically unlock. This is normally to ensure the crew can check cabins quickly and without interference. But in our case, it's like having an all-access pass. There's access to the crew section that you can reach through the Starfield ballroom. Chief Sundin should be there, wasting time at his station as usual. Have fun with that guy. He's a real piece of work. Once you're past Sundin, just look for the room marked Environmental Control. Everything you need is inside. On the surface, he's an upstanding citizen of the United Colonies, pretty high up in UC Security. Lots of clout with Mast. Underneath, he's a greedy piece of garbage. Given the chance, he'd backstab you for a cret stick and pin the murder on someone else. Come to think of it, if he wasn't such a petty tyrant, he'd probably thrive with the Crimson Fleet. Go do something useful, okay?
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future side events before we start.
Captain Rokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas. Just don't touch anything, please.
Hold up. This area is off limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rocko's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you? Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can see why. Not exactly Starliner-class comfort down here. Don't get me wrong. The quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but I'd rather work on the bridge. I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident put me in charge of the entire tech team. We do our best to keep the ship running smoothly and efficiently. Of course, this beauty is a cutting-edge piece of spacecraft design. Almost everything has triple redundancy, like the life support system. Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Could be worse, though, right? Oh, sorry, that area's off limits. No exceptions. No, sorry, I'm afraid it's impossible. Trident regulations strictly prohibit anyone from entering the life support area without a valid reason. Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, it's just that I could lose my job, you know? Hey, if your heart's set on it, who am I to stop you from staring at a bunch of life support machinery? Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away? Whatever you do, don't break anything, or I'll be out of a job.
Passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin. There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction or a drill.
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here. You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson Fleet. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence?
All passengers.
Claudia said
May I
that.
have your attention,
You sure?
please?
Damn
The
it!
captain has declared
That means my
a
money's
ship-wide
already gone.
emergency.
And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'd love to see the bastard fly. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I could end up in jail. At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it. Wait a moment. Are you telling me that this scheme is getting so out of hand, it also involves the Crimson Fleet? That's all I need right now. Enemies on two fronts. Just because I'm helping you nail Dombrowski doesn't mean I'm turning my back on UC security. How else am I going to ensure that he ends up behind bars when all this comes crashing down? No. You can leave me out of your merry little band of pirates, thank you very much. Well, since Claudia has been spending time disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can, well, let's just say, take care of the problem. That's if you leave him alive, of course.
All passengers.
We'll just have to wait and see.
May I have your attention, please? The
You
captain
better
has
tell
declared
Dombrowski
a
to run,
ship-wide
because if you don't
emergency.
kill him,
Please
I will.
report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
What is it now? Get back to it.
Our security team would appreciate if you please show
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Claudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor, Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal
May I have
from
your
me.
attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency.
Oh,
Please report to
finally,
your
a
cabins
fellow
in an orderly
intellectual.
fashion
How
and remain
refreshing.
there until you receive
Allow me to
further
proceed directly to the point. You have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along. Splendid. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much I pitched in to help. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me?
May I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please
So he told you to keep it from me. I see. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so I'll just leave it alone. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Dover Beach. Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade. It's what I intend to call you from now on, so get used to it. Nonsense. If there's one universal constant you can depend on, it's that Yevgeny Rokov always makes good on his deals. Always. Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I need to pack up and get out of here. What is it now? As long as you remember that I'm getting... What's the status of your plan? Like the ship's purser probably told you, it's because the system is completely automated. The only way you're gonna get the award is by using Sheila's claim ID. But she's not going to just hand it over. Here, give her this. I'm certain it'll help. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms. Go do something useful, okay?
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin immediately.
All passengers.
Excuse me, would you mind telling me exactly what the hell you're doing in my cabin?
Wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
Am I hearing you correctly?
Until you receive further instructions.
You should mind your manners. Imagine pushing your way into my cabin uninvited and issuing such demands. Oh my goodness. How did you know about that? There's no need to make a scene. If you're here to steal the award, there's nothing I can really do about that, is there? Here, take it.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this time.
All passengers, may I have your attention,
This ship is in a
please?
state of emergency.
The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion
All passengers
and
are being
remain
asked to
there
return to
until you
their
receive
cabins at this
further
time.
instructions.
Good day, Captain.
Nice. Clean sep there.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
We look like someone who has many stories to tell.
Hello. Welcome to the Galbank Archives. May I see your credentials, please? Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dombrowski. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. Me? No. Look, this is my first day on the job. Just cut me some slack, okay? I can't afford to lose it. I got a wife and kids to feed. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. There we go. Have a wonderful day. Hello. Welcome. Just one moment while I verify. Oh. Me? Everything checks out. There we go. Have a wonderful day.
are cleared to land in New Homestead.
complete, Captain.
Captain. Greetings. Captain, do you require? I will follow behind you.
Next time you see Bog, tell him to lighten up. Guy's got a real attitude problem.
You want to kick back? Avoid the last Nova. Bog's in a funk that'd kill any mood.
As long as you put the fleet first, we won't have any problems.
Thanks for making me look good. I would have had to kill you otherwise.
Your buddy Rokov is aboard the Key. Told me everything that happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Now I remember why we kicked his ass out the fleet. Yeah, that'd be a first.
All right, neighbor, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokov, I guess we can give him another chance. All right, now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Crix's legacy. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied from the Galbank archives. Ah, so the Galbank transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock. Why does that sound familiar? Neva?
Yeah, keep your panties on. I'm looking it up. And I got it. Bannock 4. Let's see. Damn it. Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard. I just said the place is EM-class. But hey, if you want to commit suicide, please, go ahead and jump there. Don't let me stop you.
Both of you shut up and think for a second. I'm sure Crix hit the same roadblock. All we need to do is figure out how he got around it.
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time to me.
That's the spirit, Rook. That is the essence of the Crimson Fleet that has been slipping away lately. Neva, the Galbank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of thing? Pinpoint its exact location?
That transponder is military grade. We're talking ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies. We don't have shit like that laying around. But before you get that pissy look on your face, I heard that the UC's been working on a ship signal decryption system called a ComSpike. We grab that little beauty, and we'll be able to track anything you want.
All right, here is the plan, so shut up and listen. Rook, I want you and Neva to put your heads together and get us that ComSpike. I don't care if it's mounted at the top of mast. I want it. In the meantime, I'm going to find out more about this EM-class gas giant problem. And I think I know just who to ask.
Give me a little time to crunch the numbers on the comm spike with Jazz, and I'll point us in the right direction. I promise. You gonna write that in your diary, little girl?
All right, that is enough. We are in arm's reach of Crix's legacy, and I don't have time to deal with this kind of bullshit. Now, both of you, get the hell out of here and get to work.
All right, let's get this over with. Follow me. We'll have the whole settled systems on the run someday. Better get a move on before Dale sees you slacking.
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the core.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earth Savior Award, or am I gonna be very disappointed? Well, look at that. You followed my directions, and now you're gonna end up with some credits in your pocket. Of course, it would have been more money if you hadn't blabbed about the damn thing to roll call, but that's on you. Anyway, here's your cash. Keep this up, and I might even start respecting you. All right, Fleet? We've all got work to do, so let's get to it.
Anything ship-related? You've got stuff to smuggle. No, but just remember, I don't work for free. Sure. Let me punch that up, and we can have at it.
I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN,
Are you
and
looking to
this
start
is
something?
the Lack Talk.
Cause I'll finish it.
My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems.
Got
His
mixed feelings
ruthlessness
about my
and
last
desire
job.
for wealth has landed
On one
him
hand,
squarely at the
lost
top
a
of the
friend.
wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy. I am, of course, speaking of his self-appointed leader.
Good evening, Gail.
Pressure
Thank you
normalizing.
for
I'm docking
accepting
complete.
my invitation.
Yes, well, being blindfolded and then grav jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview will come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where
we're
they have to make an
locked in.
extremely important decision. Do they take a leap, become one of the most legendary pirates in history? Or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters?
Nothing like the smell of a dead shark after you cook 'em
So
with
are
an
we to
energy
assume
blast.
that you are taking the leap? That Jasper Crix is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
That's spot on, Gail.
I don't trust
That's
shielding.
exactly why
I got
you're
secret
here.
compartments on my ship just in case.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular
You might think it's
entails?
funny, but loyalty in due time. There's no rush.
Need something?
In fact, I
Ship services? If you've got the credits, I've got the time. Sounds like fun. Let's see what I've got. Here to upgrade that Sure. It's not like... Alright, let's see what you need.
all UCC staff sharks, but to the fleet.
So there I am. You see security on my tail and my ground.
I'm listening.
Clamps released. Nice work. We have a clean dock, right on the money.
Operations does good work.
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren of the Stars. Your handiwork, I assume? Nice work. Any specific evidence you picked up regarding criminal activity should be given to Lieutenant Toft after the debriefing.
If the evidence pans out, you can visit those alleged criminals in our brig the next time you stop by the Vigilance. But for now, what do you have on Delgado and his little ragtag group of pirates?
Yes, and I heard there were no casualties. Excellent work.
Except for the eclectic hit squad that you took down at the archives. We've taken care of that mess, by the way.
Speaking of which, I assume you copied the information from the Galbank's computers. Let me see what you got. So the legacy went down at Bannock 4. Bannock 4. Why does that sound familiar, Toft?
Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant, sir. There isn't a ship in the fleet that could safely get near that type of world. It sounds like you admire that lunatic. I think his gospel's gone straight to your head. Maybe we made a mistake choosing you for this assignment.
That's enough, Lieutenant. Even if Delgado has an immediate solution to the EM problem, there's still a matter of tracing the Legacy's transponder signal. They have information about the comm spike? Damn it.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that device, sir.
No, you shouldn't be familiar with it. It's a highly classified project. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on for years. How the hell did the Crimson Fleet find out about that?
There must be an information leak somewhere, sir. It's the only thing that makes sense. I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is what we're going to do. You keep playing along and go after the Comspike. Lieutenant Toft and I will see what we can find out about Bannock 4. Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see who gets to Kriggs' legacy first.
This mission is going to require discretion on a number of fronts. Good. The more you find, the stronger our case. Are you kidding me? Dombrowski was already making a 6-figure salary, and yet he couldn't resist starting an embezzlement scheme. It makes me sick. It's gonna be an absolute pleasure to throw his butt in prison. Have any more? Okay, fine. I know there's more out there, so keep on it. I know as much as you do. I wasn't briefed on this particular device. But if the fleet wants to trace the Legacy's transponder signal, they'll need something beyond the decryption tech we have currently. If such a device exists, it's likely being developed by the UC. That information is classified, so even what I do know, I can't divulge. Now, I realize as part of this mission, you'll probably end up finding out anyway, but that's besides the point. For the sake of your cover, it's best you work with whatever information the fleet gives you. We'll provide you with information, but any inventory or ship services, it's best you get from the fleet. It'll help you maintain your cover and also give you an idea of how the fleet's operation works. Let me know if you need anything else.
Can I help?
We're loose. Switching over to standard engines. All right, let's cycle that airlock and get aboard.
What kind of name is SysDef anyway?
All right, Jazz. What do you got?
According to the latest, the Comspike is being developed at UC Star Station SY-920. Location undisclosed.
Fantastic. So how do we disclose it?
We could lean on your smuggling contact. Call in that favor. You know who I mean.
Our friend on Jimson. Nice one, Jazz. I'll make the arrangements. All right, Rook. Next stop, New Atlantis. Your connection is Juan Dayu. She's got most of the premium UC smuggling routes locked down tight. If you don't piss her off, she should be able to sneak you past SY-920's security.
Just remember to count your fingers after you shake hands with her.
I sure hope so. Because she might be our only crack at finding a decent decryption device. Once Juan gets you past the guard dogs, it's gonna be on you to locate the comm spike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it. Unfortunately, I have no idea. Like Neva said, it's a prototype, so it could look like anything. Once you're inside SY-920 and you're behind their firewalls, you should pick through their computer system. With any luck, it'll point you the right way.
Oh, and one more thing. SY-920 is a UC military installation. That means it's guarded by heavily armed troops. And we both know those idiots don't mess around. If you intend to turn the place into a shooting gallery, you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz comes up with a solution to the electromagnetic atmosphere problem at Bannock 4.
Okay, you'll make sure. More like, get drunk while Jazz does all the hard work. Typical.
Privileges of rank, my darling. We'll discuss it a little later. And you, get the hell out of here. And don't come back without that comm spike in your cargo bay. I'm gonna leave that up to you, Rook. If you get into deep trouble and you think bringing her into the fold is gonna make the difference, tell her whatever you want. At some point, Delgado's gonna be promising everyone their cut of Crix's legacy. If we want him to stick with the fleet, it's inevitable. But until the money's within reach, the less people that know, the better. The Crimson Fleet made contact with her about a year ago. We were searching for a smuggling connection in UC space, and her name kept popping up repeatedly, so I decided to put her to the test. Not only did she pass, but the results were off the charts. Made us both a ton of credits. That was good enough for me. Beyond that, I don't know much about her. But hey, as long as she keeps my gal bank account humming, she can keep all the secrets she wants. Good luck.
You've got stuff to smuggle, I've got the stuff to hide it. Truth is, the fleet rescued me. Of course, I wouldn't have needed rescuing if they hadn't blown up the ship I was working on. Delgado plucked me out of space and brought me to the key. I took one look at the place and was compelled to work. Soon after, he offered me a permanent spot with the fleet. Assuming the technology works, it's a skeleton key for signal encryption. If what they say is true, ratchet encryption, signal protocol, frequency shuffling, even quantum state keys can be hacked. Now, I doubt it does all that, but it should be enough to crack the CBR-27 transponder that Galbank installed on the Legacy. If you've got the credits, I've got the time. All right, let's see what you need.
earned their stripes, bleeding for the fleet.
Samina can do more than patch you up. She's got a drugs of every kind, if you know what I mean.
Yeah? I like my weapons like I like my coffee. Scalding.
What are you standing around for? There's work to be done. Very. You'll get a location with the target goods. We don't care how you get it, as long as you deliver. You get caught, that's on you. Until next time.
What is it now?
Rico uses Steph sharks, but to the fleet, they're just bait.
Are you looking to start something? Because I'll finish it. Need something?
Gotta work my way up the ranks. Be a captain someday. So there I am. UC security on my tail, and my grav drive just chokes. And you know what I find back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen. Worm nearly got me dusted.
Whether it's mods from Jaws or weapons from Alundra, gotta spend money to make money.
Rook, what are you looking at? The fleet protects our own. You turn against us, and you're dead.
What did they?
Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the one hand, lost a friend. But on the other hand, I got regrets. I hope you feel better once I spend them.
Stealing from your own is
As long as you put the fleet first, we won't have any problems.
Bogged grog is fine if you like cheap moonshine. Give me an Erdebrow lager and I'm